I'm sitting here today with Garrett Gunderson. And Garrett, you came to me a year and a half ago, and you were having quite a bit of ankle pain and hip pain and neck pain. And it was from prior injuries, and we decided that it was, you had some ligament laxity and you had a little bit of arthritis. And we did a stem cell treatment on you. We combined stem cells from your fat with stem cells from your bone marrow. We injected your ankle, your hip, and your neck. And tell me a little bit about what your pain was like before the treatment, and then how you've done this last year and a half.
Well, the biggest issue was with my left hip, it was just popping all the time. So the consistent popping started to be concerning, and then my strength was down about 20% on that left side. So if I did any one-legged stuff, I was struggling on that side, and my ankle was popping about 20 times a day, probably. Maybe on a good day, only 10 times. Now my ankle might pop once in a day, and there's no popping at all on my hip whatsoever. And I would say the strength is probably like 98% of what my right hip is. So it's nearly equal, maybe just slightly off, but I had pretty immediate results. At first it popped more for the first couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it just started going down, and I started being able to have a lot more strength in it. And I've had zero hip pop at all whatsoever in a year.
That's great. That's great. And I knew you for close to a year before we did the treatment, and you had a limp. I mean, you had a visible limp that was clear, and that is pretty much gone, huh?
Yeah. I don't think I have it.
Yeah. That's terrific.
Yeah. So it was super effective. I told a lot of people about it. I've done a lot of work over the years, whether it was dry needling, PRP therapy. I don't know, different things, and none of it really helped my ankle until I did the stem cell.
That's great.
This is the first treatment I had done on my hip, but on the ankle, I had probably done 5 or 6 things to zero avail. This was the first thing that 100% worked.
That's great. I'm thrilled for you. Thanks, Garrett.